The first two episodes of Alien Earth dropped a week ago, and the question was the Alien franchise viable? And the answer, hell yeah. Hello, everyone. This is Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, if you're a fan of the Alien franchise, if you like Alien Earth and continue to watch and want to talk about it, hit that subscribe button. I want to know your thoughts on the first two episodes of Alien Earth and beyond. If you're watching this after episode 3, 4, whatever, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this series. Mine, plain and simple, I've really been enjoying it. So, it's been on for a week. We've got 2 episodes, and I've really been enjoying it. Now that it's flies, sure, but it exceeded my expectations, quite frankly. It really did. And the fact that, and I've said this every time I talk about it, but the fact that it looks and it feels like it lives within the world of Alien is fantastic, and it's great. And I can't wait to see where they're going with it. I do hope that Mr. Hermit Joe, I think he's going to get beat up a little bit more, but I'm hoping that the Xenomorph, finally puts him to bed, maybe, because it's getting a little ridiculous watching him escape. The unescapable, let's say. But I want to talk about Alien Earth because I love this show, and I am talking about it all the time. I have the review, and I have some other theories and stuff, the preview show for it. And I want to talk about the ratings now because the ratings are in, and the ratings are looking very good. Let's bring this up on the screen here from Screen Rant. Here we go. Hulu's new sci-fi masterpiece becomes #1 streaming show in the world. Hulu's new sci-fi masterpiece has just been launched as one of the streamer's most successful original shows ever, and it has already become the most watched show in the world. Alien Earth just premiered on August 12th and already holds a 96% fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes. The show, created by Noah Hawley, and serves as a prequel to the first film. Alien Earth stars Sidney Chandler, Alex Lothar, S.E. Davis, Samuel Blanken, Babu Cisse, and Timothy Olyphant, among others. The show takes place only 2 years prior to the events of the first film that started it all and follows Wendy, the first cross between human and synthetic being, as she joins a group of soldiers investigating a space vessel crash on Earth. Currently, Alien Earth is the #1 show on Hulu and Disney Plus in the US, Canada, Brazil, France, Germany, and about 70 other countries. The show is currently FX most watched series and the number 128 most watched show in the US overall. The series' success is not unprecedented since there's been a lot of hype around the show. Quite a bit of hype, to say the least. And I would say deservingly so. I thought the trailers looked very good. I thought, the Alien franchise is one that it's had its stumbling blocks throughout the years for sure. Obviously, there's the original 4, and then they kind of brought back, and then there's Alien Predator, and people have been all over the place. And the one thing that's really cool about the Alien franchise is the identity of the Alien franchise. What is the identity? What genre do you put the Alien franchise in? Because Alien is a horror movie. It's a haunted house in space on a spaceship in space, right? There's an alien chasing around, and that's what that is. But Aliens is an action thriller or action, just straight up freaking great time. In Aliens, it's got a little, Cameron kind of weaves in somewhat of the horror, but it's not even close to a horror, right? It's just genuinely 80s action at its finest. And then Alien 3 is just pure sci-fi. That is just extremely sci-fi. Resurrection stays with the sci-fi. And then as it's gone along, the horror has definitely kind of gone away. But then Romulus comes in. I'm just going to skip ahead to Romulus now because Prometheus is very sci-fi and Alien Covenant sci-fi actioning, but Romulus comes in, and I thought it blended Alien and Aliens together in like a really great way. And I had a lot of fun with that movie. That exceeded my expectations as well. I had a little bit higher expectations for that than I did Alien Earth, because TV series, I'm always kind of like, I'm always concerned with how they're going to operate with the mechanics of the film. Like TV shows based on film, when I was growing up, were always not very good. MASH was the exception to the rule, but that was actually before my time, if you can believe it. For the most part, though, they were kind of weak sauce in comparison to their film counterparts. But Alien Earth so far is living up to those expectations and exceeding them. Like I said, the one thing for me, some of the minor things for me that I will say is the Xenomorph looks a little too clean, like robotic, like he's not dripping enough, not oozing enough. Doesn't look, it looks a little bit too mechanical in a few ways. So we'll see if they clean it up or if there's a purpose for that. Obviously, I mentioned Joe Hermit, his escaping the Xenomorphs a little one too many times. Like, why did he keep him alive all these times? Aside from the fact that the plot has to drastically change or the story's over if he goes too soon. But for the most part, I find it very interesting. And the questions it poses and the way they go about their business is really pulling me along. So the negatives that I have for the series don't even seem to matter so much because I'm being pulled in and I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing. And over on Rotten Tomatoes, let's bring this up because Rotten Tomatoes, 96% according to that article, and here we got it's still 96%. The audience score is intriguing. It's only 72%, which is still high, but it's much lower. So there is kind of like that split with the critics are loving it maybe too much, and the audiences are liking it. I mean, this seems practical to me because as much as I love Alien Earth, like I said, I would say that it's not for everybody. It kind of tries to be for everybody at parts. It's got the slow burn. It's got some of the horror elements of the Ridley Scott movie. It's got some of the action that's going a little bit closer to Cameron did. It's got gore. It's got gore, and it's got more gore. So that's where I can see now for everybody. But it is the Alien franchise, and Romulus kind of led us in the path of that gore, and it's just embracing it. And it's embracing the world. And where is it going? 2 years before the first Alien movie, I really love that concept that we're ahead, that we're still prequel, right? Because sometimes you get a little iffy on prequels, but again, with the Alien timeline, it's kind of hard not to do prequels where they're so far in the future in the first one anyway that you can go back in time so often to do it. But 2 years is very specific, and I'm very curious how they're going to play it because if you remember, about 8 years ago, something like that, Neil Blomkamp was supposed to do Alien 5. He wanted to do Alien 5. Ridley Scott kiboshed it. He said, X-nay on the Alien 5. You're not doing it. I'm making more of my Prometheus saga movies. You're not touching Alien 5. But Sigourney Weaver was going to come back. Michael Biehn was going to come back. They're going to retcon, just wipe out Alien 3 from existence and go into this Alien 5. And they're going to take it that way. And sometimes I'm watching the show and I might do it. We'll see where episode 3 takes us, but I might do another video after to kind of discuss where I think this might go and how I think this series might actually blend in to not fully, and I'm not saying it's going to go there, but this series could connect to Neil Blomkamp's canceled Alien 5. It could bleed into that to some of because that's where I think it could be going. There's a few directions it could be. There's a lot of directions it could be going at this point in time. For me, though, the characters right now, the standouts are Morrow is a standout. And I know what I am. Timothy Olyphant, I'm always a fan of. Scream 2 is one of my favorite movies ever made. So he's intriguing me. But Wendy is a character that, by all accounts, I thought, this is the typical heroine. Okay, we're going to, she's just whatever. So, Ripley 3.9 or whatever you want to call her. But she's kind of standing on her own right now, and I really like. I love this kind of hybrid synthetic type thing where she's human. She thinks she's human, but she's not human. But she's also being controlled, and she's not aware she's being controlled. But she's also like operating outside of their controls, and they're amazed at what she's able to do, and the fact that she can hear some kind of alien species, talking to her. The click, 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 click. Something is out there trying to communicate with Wendy. That is very inspiring, and I can't wait to see where it goes. And the only hope I have is that they stick the landing. Season 2 has not been greenlit as of yet. I'm imagining this series costs a pretty penny to produce, so no season 2 yet. But with this being the number one streaming show in the world, and in over 70 countries, you've got to think that Disney is getting their ink, dipping their pen in their ink, because I'm assuming that's how they still do it, and they're going to sign that check. The check, and season 2 is going to happen probably in 17 years because that's how fast streaming series get made. I just want to talk about it. I'm very excited. Love this show. Can't wait. My review of episode 3 will be up later tonight after the show airs, obviously, because I'm watching it when you watch it. And I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Your thoughts in the comments down below. Give us a like and a subscribe. Until next time, may you be the master of your own universe.